You are now tuned in to DAR Sports Media. We are here with an NFL draft final. We are going to evaluate Mel Kiper's final mock draft for the NFL draft coming up next week, maybe this week by the time you're listening to this, and then give our thoughts on a couple of picks that we think that would happen, or if we think these things are a good idea, or all of that stuff in general. Try to get you guys spun up ready for this NFL draft. Got my man Tay, got my man Lee Harvey here. We'll jump right into it. And, it's funny because at the beginning of our draft coverage, it was Titans are going somewhere else. They're going Abdul Carter. They're going Travis Hunter, this, that, and the third. And I said, I do not understand what in the French fried titty fuck got these guys thinking that they are fucking set at quarterback when they got probably the worst quarterback situation in the NFL. Since then, things have changed. I don't know what changed in their hearts or minds over there, but it is pretty much chalk consensus, and Kiper has it here, that it's going to be Cam Ward, number one, Tennessee Titans. When we did the quarterback episode, I said that personally I like Shedeur more, but I do also understand that I understand looking at Cam Ward and thinking maybe he's more pro ready. Maybe he's experienced. He's definitely experienced. He's about 27. He's definitely experienced, come a long way, showed to be a hard worker, leader. So I don't hate it. I don't hate going there and improving your quarterback situation. Number two, he has the Cleveland Browns going with Travis Hunter. A lot of thoughts surrounding that quarterback situation, a lot of thoughts about what's going on in their future. We'll get to it. We'll evaluate in a minute. Number three, Abdul Carter to the Giants. I think you guys could probably guess that I fucking love this pick. As I'm always the guy talking about teams establishing identity, get one position to an A+, and then move on to others. At least have one thing that that you can lean on, your bread and butter that you can point to and say, hey, this is what we got that's way better than everybody else. And for the Giants, it could be their pass rush if they add Abdul Carter. I fucking absolutely love that. People are talking about, they're going to trade Kayvon Thibodeau. They're going to do this. They're going to fuck no. Don't trade anybody. Don't do anything. Have four badass pass rushers. You can never have too many. Hello, what did we just get done watching in the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles and having a bunch of badass pass rushers? What did we watch in 2019 when the San Francisco 49ers had 4 first-round picks on their defensive line rushing the passer? This is a tried and true. The Giants themselves ended the fucking only chance we're ever going to see in an undefeated season against the best offense in the history of the modern NFL against the Patriots in the Super Bowl many moons ago with a badass pass rush, a bunch of badass guys on the defensive line. So you can never have too many pass rushers. I love this pick. Absolutely love it for the Giants. I guess New England Patriots going with Will Campbell at offensive tackle. I don't know if that's my number one tackle, but I understand. 38 games of experience. The arm length is interesting. You don't want that's old Bill Parcells quote. You don't want to have a whole team filled with outliers. And there was only one, I believe, starting tackle in the NFL last year that had the same arm length as Will Campbell. But especially if Travis Hunter is gone, there's really no choice here. They have to take an offensive tackle. Honestly, because of how bad their offensive tackle play has been for a long time, even taking Travis Hunter in this spot might be considered a little irresponsible, given what they got in Drake May, given that they got Stephon Diggs. You're maybe drafting somebody who's a little bit of a luxury when you have a desperate need at offensive tackle. So I don't hate it. And hey, if they want to leave Arbon Membu for the 49ers, that's one less person that we could dodge. One more team we could dodge on the way to possibly getting him. And at number 5, he has the Jacksonville Jaguars going with Mason Graham. Mason Graham's a great player, top 3 player in this class. I I've been on here advocating for more weapons for Trevor Lawrence, for Tetairoa McMillan, for Tyler Warren, somebody like that to keep loading up, to keep giving that $50 million quarterback some more weapons, some more time, some more opportunities to develop. You ain't gonna do that with a defensive tackle. So I love that for them. I love them having two wide receivers, two receiving threats that are over 6'3". And they really like their tight end that they took in the second round a couple years ago, Brenton Strange. So maybe Warren's out there. You get three uber talented athletes as weapons in that area between Strange, Brian Thomas Jr., Tetairoa McMillan. Don't hate it. That's some awesome weapons for Trevor Lawrence, but Kiper hasn't been has not been a Tetairoa McMillan guy this whole way. And we talked last time about how that bugs the shit out of me, but yeah, so what do you guys got? Thoughts on this? I guess first I'm going to Lee Harvey here, man. Cleveland Browns. What do you think? Should this be Shedeur instead of Travis Hunter?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, because like even though Andrew Berry already said, even though they brought back Flacco, they still plan on drafting a quarterback. And why not get the guy after Cam Ward and Shedeur, and just build your roster from there? Because there's several defensive players, Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, who have already said we're just a quarterback away. Okay, he's right in front of you. Go get your guy, and go from there.
Any thoughts about Abdul Carter? Is that tempting? I would feel tempted because putting him on the other side from Myles Garrett. Holy shit! It
is tempting, but I mean, it is tempting because you don't want Garrett to be the only guy you rely on rushing the passer. That's the only reason why it's tempting for me. But I would still go with Shedeur.
All right. Tay, thoughts on this top five? What sticks out to you? Where would you go with some of these? Do you disagree with these? What's your thoughts, man?
Honestly, I do think the Browns should go Travis Hunter. Okay. I mean, they got Joe Flacco and Deshaun Watson. I mean, they're the fact that they have Deshaun Watson on the roster, like they're heavily invested in that. So like, I don't force it. They got to.
What was the last update, Lee Harvey? I don't think they're going to play. I don't think he's going to play. Right? He retore his Achilles in January, wasn't it?
He been working out. Oh, he might be back.
We'll say no more. Say no more. Then.
I mean,
who has came back from tearing their Achilles twice
in the same year, same calendar year? Yeah. There's some people in the Cleveland area, out of the Cleveland area. Maybe you could tell us something about this, Lee Harvey. They're saying like this Watson thing is over. Like he's probably never playing for the team again.
Yeah, I'm done with that experiment.
What else you got, Tay?
Yeah, I'm fine with Abdul Carter to the Giants. That seems like that's a lock.
So no Shedeur to the Giants, you don't think?
No.
I mean, they got a lot of guys in there. They signed fucking what is it? They signed Jameis and
it's kind of like the same
Russ,
situation. Yeah. It's kind of like the same situation, like for the Browns. Like, you got, you're kind of like you have guys that can get you through the season. I mean, personally, I like next year's class.
So my thing is
than this, huh?
So my thing is, I don't know if I like next year's class. Now
I do. No, it's gonna be one of them classes. It's gonna be just like
one. There's gonna be one, but then you got to make sure you get the number one pick to get that one. So, and we don't know if he's gonna leave Texas. He might like it down there. He's making good money. He's making the most money. Nobody else makes more NIL money.
No way. He's going to the NFL.
I don't know, man. I don't like this class very much, and even it ain't a sure thing that even the guy that you would want, we're talking about Arch Manning, by the way, is even coming out.
Especially if he lives up to the hype.
Yeah. So do you think that the Giants bring in, because they brought Shedeur in for a private workout, I believe, yesterday. You think that was just to get teams to try and maybe trade with him?
I mean,
I heard they are like Shedeur. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I heard they are open for it. But no, they should just stay here. I don't really see a reason to trade back because they're not like their roster is not that bad.
To me, an interesting route to possibly take. Maybe they take Ted McMillan or Tyler Warren or Travis Hunter if he's still there. And then don't you become a pretty attractive free agent spot? You got Dayball, you got Neighbors, and then Tet or Warren or Hunter if they can get Travis Hunter. Like, right? That's pretty loaded. You got two big time weapons, a quarterback whisperer. Like, you're in New York City. Like, that to me becomes a pretty attractive place to go if you're a quarterback that maybe wants to change the scenery or you're a free agent. So
yeah.
Moving on through. Here we go. Here's the one. I said it at the beginning of our coverage. I'm saying it again. I do not even a little bit understand. It's like chalk. It's been like the whole way. People are predicting Genty to the Raiders here at 6. I don't see him that. I don't see Genty as a top 15 guy, even if this wasn't the deepest running back class of all time. Even if it was just a normal running back class, I would still struggle. Okay, so if it was a normal running back class, maybe say it was just him and Omarion Hampton, 10 to 15, somewhere in there. Even that's like a risk, man, for a running back. 6 to the Raiders, who suck. I do not know about that one. Especially, like, who do they have at fucking receiver? They traded Adams. Well, they got the big man. I'm talking about Brock Bowers. I mean, that's money all day. But, other than, but at receiver, exactly. Jacoby Myers. Where's the Ted McMillan pick here? Where's this is another place I heard whispers the other day that this might be another spot for Armand Membu, the offensive tackle at Missouri that destroyed the combine and has been blazing up. That would be a pick that would make sense to me. Taking a top level offensive lineman always makes sense to me, especially if you're trying to improve your overall team. Just, man, there's like 30 draftable running backs in this class. And I like Genty, but I just don't think the difference between him and all these other guys for a team like the Raiders is even close to enough to warrant taking him at 6. That is fucking nuts. Then maybe I'm misremembering. Where did the Falcons take Bijan? Was that 7?
Yeah, 7.
Mm-hmm.
Is he better than Bijan Robinson?
We'll find out.
Fuck no.
He's a better prospect, yeah.
No, come on.
That's why Bijan was drafted higher than him.
Bijan was such a better receiver out of the backfield coming out of the draft. Like,
yes,
get fucking real, man. Yeah, come on.
No, Genty is like the best running back prospect in a while. It's been a couple years.
There's people. I don't know, man. There's people arguing that he ain't even the best running back in this class. I don't know, man. Number 6.
They would take Omarion Hampton.
I'm not saying I would. I'm saying I've heard people who do this drafting stuff for a living say that they like Hampton better.
Okay.
So, what do you guys think, man? Raiders at 6. Go ahead, Tay.
I mean, I understand it if they believe that they'll be getting like an elite running back. Like, picking a running back here means you don't just want like a normal running back. You don't want someone to just get 1,000. Like you want like a game changer. So I guess the Raiders are looking for, this is their direction. I guess like they want to run the ball.
You think it should be?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh my goodness,
I do. I don't know if I would do this, but I like it. Like,
you find
this isn't bad at all.
You find new and resourceful ways to let me down.
This, like, I like it. Like, you'll see. Genty gonna be nice, like extra nice, like extra nice. And then you're like, well, maybe that was a good, because like you remember Jahmyr Gibbs. People were like, oh, why did the Lions do that? That was a great pick. They were that was like. That changed the landscape.
The Lions had a good team, though.
Yeah, they did, but they wouldn't be as good as they are without Jahmyr Gibbs. They would not be as good.
They wouldn't. What I'm saying is they had some players they could have the luxury of making a pick. The Raiders are fucking garbage.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere. I mean, they feel like this is the best player available. Which I mean, I agree. I like it here. They just trying to pick a direction. They got Geno Smith.
They sure do.
Go receiver round 2 or whatever. It doesn't have to be now.
You know what else they could go round 2? Running back, because there's fucking 30 of them. Anyways,
I don't know.
Lee, what do you think, man? What's your thoughts on this Raiders situation at number 6?
I mean. Who do they have at running back now?
I'm not saying don't take one. Just not at number 6. Take 2 of them motherfuckers in the 3rd round. Come on.
And then, but that's a higher risk in still not having a running back, right?
No,
like you can't bank on 3rd rounders to.
In this class, you can. That's the fucking point.
Them drafting Genty this high is increasing their chances in getting a good running back.
Yeah, it's increasing their chances of having the top 10 pick again next year. That's what it's fucking doing.
Not really. Like 2 3rd-round running backs, you might suck. Like, I mean,
not in this class. The running backs are going to be sick.
Like, that's how you get like Brian.
We are adding value to the running back position by even spending so much fucking time on this. Hey, you're wrong. No, okay. Anyways, number 7, Jets destroying my dreams and taking Armand Membu, offensive tackle. Number 8, got the Carolina Panthers taking Jalen Walker, linebacker out of Georgia. We'll just do those 2 picks first because the number 9 is a spicy one. Both of these right here to me are potential Tet McMillan, maybe even a little Matthew Golden, Tyler Warren. Carolina Panthers. If the Panthers take a fucking linebacker after what we've seen with the wee one, Bryce Young, y'all just get out of my fucking face. Fire everybody in that fucking building, bro. Get fucking real here. Especially when there's guys like Tet McMillan and fucking Tyler Warren, quarterback's best fucking friend guys sitting on the fucking board, and you pass them for a fucking linebacker. Jalen Walker's a badass player, but come on now. You have a number 1 overall pick that you mortgaged future picks to get. Get him a fucking playmaker on that side of the ball. Wasn't he still throwing the goddamn Thielen last year? Yeah, what are we doing?
And Jalen Coker.
Exactly. Jalen Coker. Who fucking what?
Holy Cross legend. Respect him.
Last time his name was said was in his fucking high school yearbook. Get this guy a Tet McMillan. Get this guy a Tyler Warren. I'm fucking begging you. Jets, maybe in the same spot. They're kind of, well, they got Garrett Wilson still, but that's another strength area. To me, it's tough to fucking argue with taking a lineman in this situation because they're going to be running the ball because you better not be throwing it a whole fucking lot with Justin Fields. So strengthen that offensive line. Membu's a fucking beast. I get it. Go ahead. Just destroy that potential 49ers pick for me. God, man, that dude, he's created to play in the Shanahan offense. We'll see you someday, bud. Number 9. Well, any thoughts on those two picks, you guys? Tate.
Yeah, I agree with you about the Panthers. They should get a receiver here.
I think
Bryce Young,
Matt Golden's not a bad pick at that spot either,
I can
because
see
he's
that.
just a different type of guy. Like if you want to make sure you get the clean routes, the separation, the fucking like, I get it. But to me, you got the little quarterback, you got the big receiver who can go up and get it, who can catch in traffic, who can make plays. That's the one you go with. Him or Tyler Warren. So number 9, here we go. Because of recent news about Derek Carr and an injury, and Derek Carr being Derek Carr, he has the Saints taking Shedeur Sanders. To me, this is just too perfect. This is too beautiful. So I just assume it's not going to happen, because Shedeur's talents will transition so damn well to that offense. He'll be playing, what's that, 8-10 games a year in a dome at least, and that's if they don't get home field in the playoffs, whatever. And if they don't end up playing, if you get a season where they end up playing against the NFC North, goddamn, he's going to play 80% of his games in a season in a fucking dome. Like, so everything he does well will translate well. Chris Olave down there, of course. Kamara out of the backfield. Shedeur is one of the best at hitting running backs in stride out of the backfield. This is a fucking beautiful thing. So I'm just going to assume. I also think, I'm like, damn, man, y'all are just, this is just one and done with those Spencer Rattler, huh? Fuck. It's too good. So I'm just going to assume it's not going to happen. But what do you think? What do you think of that landing spot for Shedeur, Tay?
Yeah, they should do that. The Saints are like in no man's land now. They sucked.
Yeah, they gotta hit the reset button, man.
Yeah, so it's time. Like they're
What
kind
better
of
way to do it?
It's time to start the new era Saints, because like Derek Carr, and they just got a bunch of old players left, and they need to rebuild. Start from scratch, and this is how you start.
That, and man, if Shedeur pans out, if he's maybe not this rookie year, but like the second year, if he's as good as Jaden Daniels was his first year,
that's impossible.
They might win that fucking division. Like, it's not like it's a great division. That's
true.
There's no mobility. This is the second team in the division that we're talking about picking in the top fucking 10. So, what do you think of that landing spot there, Lee Harvey?
Oh yeah, I agree with y'all both. It is. It would just fall literally right in their lap. I just think I also agree with y'all both that it is time for the Saints to rebuild. They've tried to go for it all, and they just came crashing down several times. Getting Shedeur would say, yes, we are in rebuilding mode. But like you said, Eric, if he does show some signs of promise immediately going forward, that would just be awesome.
It's upward mobility in that division, big time.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Tay's gonna like this one. This is cooking right here. It's a perfect fit to me. Perfect fit for need. Perfect fit system. Perfect everything. Tyler Warren to the Chicago Bears in that Ben Johnson system where he knows how to rock it out with the tight end. Sam Laporta up there in Detroit. What else can you ask for here? This is a beautiful thing. Now I could see possibly, if he's still on the board, Tech McMillan, I could see this being a Will Golden spot as well. For add another weapon to the arsenal for Chicago Bears. What about possibly what if Genty's still on the board?
He's not.
Good
He's
spot.
too good for that.
Oh my god! All right.
Mm.
But
Or you know,
if
could
he
this
is,
be
though, oh yeah,
yeah.
that's the pick. If he is though,
You like him over taking Warren or Matt Golden here or Tet?
if they're all there, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Or is this a possible Omarion Hampton situation?
If Genty's gone already,
Yeah, if Genty's gone.
I would say I would be fine with it because I feel like it's either now or never. Because I feel like the Cowboys could do it 2 picks later, so it would be kind of risky to trade back. Eyeing him, but like other teams, like the Cowboys need a running back really bad. They could do that. They could do a lot of things. You don't know. So,
yeah. But overall, we need to add a weapon for old Caleb Williams, a reliable weapon.
Yeah.
Go on the other side of Roma Dunze, pretty nasty business. They only got 500 yards out of the tight end room, out of the tight end position last year. Ben Johnson loves his tight ends. Tyler Warren's a beast. It all makes sense. Up next, the glorious historic franchise, San Francisco 49ers. No bias here. They got them taking Will Johnson, cornerback out of Michigan. So for all this time, a lot of my 49er content creator buddies, the old Jason Apontes and the Ryan Hensleys and all those boys out there, good fellas, good knowledgeable football knowers. They've been liking since the beginning the possibility of this happening. And I will say that, Will Johnson is at one point in the process, certainly during the season, was looked at as probably one of the top 5 players in the whole class. So to be able to get him at this spot is good value. But to me, it's just not. And I know you don't really want to draft for need. And I guess if the board falls this way, if we're not really in love with one of the offensive tackles, then maybe this is a go. But I just don't really see corner as a need position at all. And yes, it'll make us have an ultra strong secondary. And I always do preach build positions of strength, build identities. We'll be the team with the fucking craziest corner group in the league. But when you do have other needs that are fairly glaring that could be more of an impact, I just don't know. But maybe we'll take a page out of the book. What team beat us in that last Super Bowl? A team with 2 great corners that were so good that they could blitz pretty much at will and not worry about getting burned on the backside. So I guess that's the thought there. I'm not. We'll get there. What are your thoughts on that pick, Tay? Possibly Will Johnson, 49ers. I mean, it's kind of a steal, right? Top. You at one point he was definitely considered a top 5 player in this whole class.
Yeah, I like Will Johnson there at 11. I think the 49ers can honestly do anything here. Will Johnson makes sense. Kelvin Banks makes sense. Receiver, I could even see that. I don't think that would happen. Kind of unlikely. But I can see a lot of things. The 49ers can really go anywhere here. So, yeah, Will Johnson would be a good pick. I do think that would make your defense a lot better, having a premier corner, because the corners are good, but having a guy with potential like Will Johnson, someone you that could take out a wide receiver 1 each and every Sunday. It makes your defense a lot better, and it's definitely valuable in today's NFL. So, yeah, I mean, 49ers can really do anything here. So, this is fine to me.
It's a little bit high. The 49ers never, they refuse to put a premium on this particular position group. But from the beginning, I've just loved this guy, this offensive tackle out of Arizona. Jonas Savaiinaea. He's going to kick into guard in the NFL, where he's going to be an uber athlete, nasty operator, 6'5", 340, but still ran under 5 seconds. I think a trade back and to grab that guy would be absolutely lovely. But we'll see. There's a lot of mocks that got us going with a pass rusher here, possibly as well. A James Pierce, that's the other guy, the guy from Marshall,
Mike Green,
big time production at Marshall. I would not be at all upset about that. Up there in Big Ten country, old Lee Harvey, what would you think about old Will Johnson heading over to the 49ers?
Ooh, well, like you said, there's not a real need for corner, but if he's available, you can go get him. The way the 49ers is, I mean, wide receiver, you could get that too with Golden.
Well, see, people are some people are mocking that, but it's like, okay, who are we trading Brandon Ayuk then?
Yeah, I mean, because it's not like,
because if you take a receiver, you're pushing either Ricky Pearsall or Juwan Jennings is getting pushed off the field in that scenario. If we keep Brandon Ayuk, and I just don't. I'm not interested in pushing either one of those guys off the field.
Okay,
it's me.
Well, I mean, also offensive tackle. I mean,
Kelvin Banks. He was pretty much at the beginning of the process was pretty much all like chalk mocked to the 49ers, even to the point where it was. There's no way they'll ever end up being able to get this guy, and now he's kind of slipping as the tape studying process goes on. So, yeah. I feel like Banks will be a move inside guy. He's kind of small for offensive tackle. And honestly, oh God, I can't believe him. This is a big fucking moment in this podcast and the history of it. Colton McKivitz really improved. He wasn't really that terrible last year. I think he is not a great starting offensive tackle, but he's a legitimate one at this point. The help is needed at guard and center, left guard and center.
Mm-hmm.
So Kelvin Banks and get him to move inside. We could have something there.
Yep.
Pretty chalk on the next one. I kind of I don't get it with the depth of the class, but go ahead. The Dallas Cowboys going with Omarion Hampton at 12. Jahdae Barron to the Miami Dolphins corner at 13. Colston Loveland to the Indianapolis Colts at 14. I think that pick might be slightly more spicy than I don't know. I don't know about the we'll see what the quarterback movement situation goes on as the night gets closer. And then 15, perfect fit, Mike Green, edge rusher out of Marshall, going to the Atlanta Falcons. Desperately needed over there. Pass rush has been for a couple of seasons. That's why everybody was losing their goddamn minds last year when they took Penix out of nowhere. So what do we think about those picks? Hampton, Green, et al. Tay, go ahead.
Hampton, again, I don't mind it. Like I said, they're trying to.
You're a sick man. You have a sickness.
No, because why not? Like if these teams aren't picking them, who is? Like you want the rich to get richer? No, that's not how it works. Like if I'm the Cowboys and I need a running back, why would I? Oh yeah, good, yeah. Let's let the Chiefs get him. Like no, that's not what you do. That's how I'm thinking. That's how I see it. So like,
so you're like, yeah, make the stupid pick.
Yeah,
don't let those good players. Don't let those good players go to the Chiefs.
Yeah,
I mean, we can't stop it this year. The Chiefs are getting a badass running back. Like, there's just no way to fucking avoid it.
Yeah. So I mean, That's fine. I think Colston Leveling here is that's a reach for me. I really
Yeah, I know
don't
you're
like
not a
that.
Colston Leveling guy. Are
Nah.
we? You think maybe we'll see a little bit of Jackson Dart action here? Maybe.
Probably not. Probably not.
Probably not.
Nah. Maybe
They
next
seem
year.
pretty confident with they're gonna let this. I don't know if a duel is the right way to fucking call it. This turd slinging contest between Daniel Jones. You're laughing, but the two number 31 and 32 in total QBR last year was fucking Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. You have literally the two worst quarterbacks who started games last year. Those are your two quarterbacks, and they're gonna fucking battle it out for the starting position. But hey,
My God,
Chris Ballard, man, can't question it. Chris Ballard, so great. So fucking good. So fucking good. He hasn't won the fucking division in 8 fucking years ever. And he has fucking Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones as a starting quarterback. But he's so fucking great at being a goddamn GM. Oh. Mike Green going to Atlanta. That's a great fit. I would not be mad if the 49ers ruined that for them. I like Mike Green a lot. Any thoughts on this package of picks there, Lee Harvey?
Amari Hampton going 12. That's exactly what Dak needs. That's exactly what the rest of that offense needs. Just that would be the highest pick at running back since Zeke Elliott, if they were to do that. And we've seen what Zeke did his first few years in Dallas. Miami getting Jahdae Barron, that would be seeing that Jalen Ramsey's in trade rumors.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well get Jahdae if you plan on trading Jalen. The Colts getting Colston Leveling, yeah, I agree with y'all. That might be a bit of a reach. And the Falcons getting Mike Green, that's needed because remember when they traded for Matt Judon?
Yeah.
And he's been
not so much. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been very quiet. They already released Grady Jarrett after 10 years. So you might as well rebuild on the defensive line because it got bad towards those last few games, especially against Jaden Daniels and Bryce Young to end the season where they could barely get any pressure on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would get Mike Green.
The next pack of picks starts off, I was like, damn, let me just go ahead and get the noose ready now. But, as long as they got baby Kyler playing quarterback, I ain't fucking worried about who the Arizona Cardinals got at fucking wide receiver. So Kuiper has Matt Golden going to the Cardinals, which will give them, I can't say the best yet because Harrison didn't really do a whole hell of a lot last year, but on paper, potential-wise, that's got to be one of the top receiver groups in the duos in the NFL, MHJ, and then adding Matt Golden. But like I said, they could add fucking Jerry Rice and Marvin Harrison Sr. if they want. As long as baby Kyler is back there, he'll be back there doing stupid shit. So whatever.
He wants to run more.
Oh, I want him to too. We have that in common. I don't think grant his wish. You should listen to your quarterback. You need to respect him. We got the Bengals going Jihad Campbell. I got thoughts on this too. I remember seeing this on the show, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Seahawks, Calvin Banks, Tampa Bay, Emmanuel Ware, safety out of South Carolina. That's a little bit I don't know if I got him I like Malachi Starks better, but so it's just is this the Cincinnati Bengals deal? Is this with Trey Hendrickson still unsigned? Then I just don't know how much a linebacker does for you with a defense that was that fucking bad. I would continue to pour into this offensive line or pick. This is where the running backs should start, in my mind. This would be, and I know Tay, that's what he said. You don't want these good teams to get the running back, but like, right? What if fucking Genty went here? Then this is a fucking debacle. Like, right? This is fucking, now we're in trouble. Or a Marion Hampton.
Raiders got to pick them.
So, I'd add more protection, an offensive lineman to that thing. Add another pass rusher, maybe even regardless. If Trey Hendrickson's back, good, then you improve the pass rush. If he ain't back, then you're more fucked than you. How do you have the number one pass rush, the sack leader in the league, and you still had one of the worst defenses? How the fuck does that work? That's how fucking bad things were defensively. Or maybe trade back if you have somebody who could trade with you, and then take, maybe get 2 defensive players in the front. That's how bad that defense is. They need to dedicate like 3 top 50 picks to that defense, to me, to come away from this like we did a good job. But taking just the linebacker here and then hoping things work out for you later on, I just not what I'd like to see. Kelvin Banks, like we said, Kelvin Banks, Seattle Seahawks. It's fun for me to imagine him in particular going against Nick Bosa. Finally, number 20, our guy Ted McMillan comes off to the Denver Broncos. I like. So I would be surprised if he was still there, but obviously, like I think this would be an amazing pick. I think this is an amazing spot. Assuming Genty or Marion Hampton are off the board, this would be an awesome place for a Travion Henderson or for a Caleb Johnson to go. That is what the Broncos are lacking. Like, they got the quarterback fit worked out. They have a pretty decent defense. They are sorely lacking in offensive playmakers. So to me, maybe even a Harold Fannin situation here. I know that would be early for Tay's tastes, but like, who knows? Like, I just think a big time playmaker here is what would help them the most. If Ted McMillan is there, obviously that's the number one. We got him, possibly going number 5. Jaden Higgins is another good possible shot. Luther Burden, Jalen Noel right here would be good for the Broncos. And like I said, the running backs. Interesting spot for the Broncos, being that they broke through the playoffs. Bo Nix looked good. We want to get things together for him to have better playmakers. What are your thoughts on this possible Broncos pick, Tape?
Oh yeah, that's the perfect pick. I don't know why that would happen. I don't know why so many teams would pass up on them, but yeah, that's the perfect pick. That completes their receiving room. Now they got they would just need a running back. Bo Nix had a great year, so yeah, I like that. I like that pick there.
A bunch of bums at running back. So that's where you would go, like playmaker, offensive playmaker, regardless. Best receiver available or best running back available. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Continuing on, here we go. Tell us about Derek Harmon. There, Tay, is he worth going over one of these running backs that would still be left on the board at this point for the Steelers?
Yeah, that's one of their main needs. Yeah.
Okay.
They need they need someone in the interior bad. They got one of the best edges in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of their biggest needs. They traded for DK, so they don't need receiver here. So I mean, I feel like the Steelers they need a quarterback.
Okay, so yeah, let's do it. Is there any chance something weird happens here? Maybe we get Jackson. I don't know about Jackson Dart. I'm talking real weird. Are we going to get real weird? Are we going to maybe get a Jalen Milroe here?
Oh,
are we going to get a Tyler Show here? What do you think? Or you think Jackson Dart would be the maybe here?
It'd probably be Jackson Dart.
Okay.
Yeah. But I can see that. It makes sense here. They don't have a second round pick. I think they use that to trade for DK. So it makes sense. You got the 5th year option. You want to.
I don't even want to fucking imagine a goddamn rookie quarterback with PK Metcalf and Pickens.
Oh Lord.
Jesus fucking Christ. Well, we all think this might be the I wish Aaron Rodgers could just fucking say it. Like, you just don't want to go to training camp, man. It's okay. You don't want to do all this bullshit during the offseason. You just want to roll up. Just like, funny enough, your boy Favre, who used to do the same shit.
That's
He
what
used to
that
fuck
is.
around and then come rolling in the last 2 weeks before the camp, and I have to go through all the training camp practices and all the offseason bullshit. But that I don't think that necessarily prohibits them from taking a quarterback. I wonder if what they do here is going to play a role in Rodgers' decision. Like, hey, if they take a running back or they take an offensive lineman to help me, then maybe I'll feel a little bit better about trying to show up. Because they could probably still get Tyler Show or Jalen Milroe or Kyle McCord in the second round where they're picking. So who knows? But you like the production? You like what you saw from Derek Harmon at Oregon this year there, Tay?
Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah.
Chargers going Gray Zabel, guard / center. Out of North Dakota State, this would be lovely in my mind if this is a place where the 49ers could trade back to and get this same guy. I like Zabel a lot. I just don't know what the Chargers would trade up to get. This to me is I like Kuiper, but this is fucking nutty to me. Chargers don't need fucking offensive line. The Chargers are going to take a running back right here. Fucking get ready for it. Whoever the number one guy is, either a running back or whoever the best receiver is left, they're gonna get a steal if the board falls this way, because you still got Emeka Ibuga, you still got Luther Burden, you still got Jalen Newell, Jack Beck, you still got a lot of good guys on the board who can play some damn fine ball. That's what the Chargers are going to do. They are going to take either the best running back or the best receiver left. Straight up and down. I don't know what this fucking guy is talking about. They already have one of the best offensive lines in the league. I don't. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think of the Chargers here, Tay?
They could. I think they should go like maybe corner or something like that.
Okay.
Or something on defense. They need like a star at a specific position. I don't
a little bit more.
I don't think they should be running back here.
Because there's so many good ones. I said they need a little bit more alpha on that defense.
Yeah,
Leader.
They need. I think they'd be nice, like a corner or something like that. Like going with the line is always okay.
They're taking 2 running backs in this draft. I fucking promise. They're taking 2 running backs and they're going to get one of these good receivers.
What about pass rusher?
Yeah, I would do that too. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I would do that.
They are.
Yeah, Michael Williams is still on the board with this. Michael Williams is still on the board with this. Well, with this mock draft, he might not be. That's one of my guys, my 49ers watch list, along with another kind of a surprise guy coming up here in a little bit.
Joey Bosa walked to Buffalo, and
yeah,
Khalil Mack was on the edge of retirement.
Next up, we got the Packers. Michael Williams. Good pass rush. They're ranked in the top 10 for total sacks, but always good to add strength to strength. Michael Williams might not be there. He's on my watch list for the 49ers, like I said. Donovan Jackson to the Minnesota Vikings. Just too damn perfect for what their needs are. Their interior offensive line is the hottest of hot garbage. So Donovan Jackson coming in to the Minnesota Vikings would be a good pick. Another guy I would not be sad if the 49ers traded back and got. Houston Texans, Josh Connerly out of the offensive tackle out of Oregon. Been a late riser, tested out really, really good. I really like Josh Connerly. An interesting one here. Mel Kiper has the Los Angeles Rams taking Jackson Dart Now, it's kind of surprising, but kind of not, because
Right.
Dart has the talent. He was in a super simple offense, but he has a lot of talent. If he can sit for a year or two, get coached up by Sean McVay, learn that offense, see what he got, then he can be, the heir apparent and move in when Stafford moves on. It seems like every year there's some sort of story about Stafford possibly leaving either into retirement, or this year he was exploring his options, possibly being released or being traded or whatever the hell that they were doing. So I hate it from being a 49ers fan. I don't need to start over with this. I need the Rams to have a shitty quarterback for a little while. Thank you very much. I've already suffered enough with Stafford. Tay, what do you think about the possibility here of some Jackson Dart with the Rams? I mean, in a way I welcome it, because then that means they get another good starter to be on that team, on a team that I think is really fucking good. And only got better with goddamn Devontae Adams. Fuck my life, man. Come on. What do you think here, Tay?
It's interesting. Like, I wouldn't be mad at it, because you get your 5th-year option. You do have a good quarterback,
especially
Matthew
quarterback,
Stafford, ahead of him. So it makes sense. I feel like they are in position to do something like this, but I don't know. I'm not so big on Jackson Dart, so
yeah, I got you.
I would go online if I was the Rams. That's what I would do. I would go online. Like, that always seems like a problem for them. So
yeah, and depth definitely always seems like an issue, offensive line wise for them.
That's what I would do. But that's not a bad choice.
Lee, what do you think, man? What do you think of this possible Jackson Dart to Rams situation?
I'd love it, actually, just off of what you said, Eric, about Stafford's not getting any younger. Maybe a year or two from now, you already have a guy that will be put in place to replace Stafford. And we already know the Rams, they're good at drafting in pretty much every other position: wide receiver, running back, tight ends, offensive line, all that. But once they get that guy at quarterback under McVay's tutelage, that could be a good thing for the LA Rams.
A very Baltimore Ravens pick. Doesn't surprise me at all. I see this happening here. I don't know if this guy will still be there, but if he is, it will be a perfect Baltimore Ravens pick. Malachi Starks out of Georgia, safety, who I personally have as the top safety in this class. That is going to be not fucking fair if they can pair him up with Kyle Hamilton. That is just absolutely fucking disgusting. Go ahead and get ready for another fucking Ravens defensive coordinator to get another fucking head coaching job after that, because that's what the fucking result of that's going to be. Holy shit. Would be a phenomenal pick. And I also wouldn't be surprised, 2nd round, 3rd round, they get somebody else to take a little bit of the pressure off of old Derrick Henry there. Want this badass running back class. We talk about it all the time. We talk about it every year. Maybe this is, is there even a point? Because they take receivers in the 1st round, and then those receivers go to the Ravens, just fucking forget how to play football. So I don't know if there's even a point to them foregoing that at this point. There's also a guy who's mocked to go to Tay's Commanders here in a minute, that if he's still on the board, I think would be interesting to add to that rotation, but we'll get to him in a minute, because I don't know if he is going to be on the board, because he might be another Niners guy. But anyways, Donovan Ezeriku, outside linebacker from Boston College, going to Detroit. Good on them to continue building to that pass rush, especially, with Aiden Hutchinson coming back from the injury. All right. Interesting one here. And like I said, there would be some cheeks getting clenched in San Francisco land if this happened. But I don't hate it. He has mocked going to the Commanders if he doesn't go to the Niners. Shamar Stewart, Texas A&M, pass rusher. Now, I think it's a very different situation. And what's funny is this is so much later in the draft, but I'm not as positive about him on the Commanders as I am as on the Niners. A guy who there's no lack of effort on the tape. He just has like no fucking moves and no technique whatsoever. He tests out incredible. One of the most incredible athletic scores in the history of the combine between weight, speed, burst, high effort, high motor. Dude's busting his ass on every play. A guy with those measurables and that work ethic working on the other side of Nick Bosa is going to get 8 sacks just fucking off of that, just off of being that fast and that big and that strong and working that hard on every play. So I'm into it, but as far as him fitting into the Commanders, where they need heft in the middle so bad, they need, their run defense was so rough last year. I don't know if you take an upside guy there with this in this situation, with the way their team is built and what they're trying to do. I don't know if you take the next best available interior defensive lineman or what happens here. Tay, what is your what's been your dream pick in this situation at this point? I mean, because right now the way the board is falling, Walter Nolan is still on the board, and he was a top 15 projected guy the whole way until just recently. If I'm the Commanders, I'm definitely going Walter Nolan in this situation for what they need. But Tay, you play GM. You tell us. Shamar Stewart, Walter Nolan, something else? What do you think?
Shamar Stewart would be fine. Like if I had the Commander GM job, I wouldn't do that. Okay, I think I'd go edge in the second round. That would be something I would look to. But I wouldn't. Me personally, I want a receiver. Like I just want to have. I want to have like the scariest offense. Because that's kind of how we were winning last year. Like especially at the beginning of the year where we weren't even punting the ball. Like I definitely enjoyed that. So,
I mean, at this point, the way this has gone, your guy Luther Burden would still be there.
Oh yeah, that's what that'd be perfect.
That'd be gross, right? Disgusting.
Yeah.
Moving through, we're almost to, I'm going to go to the first pick. What he has is the first pick of the second round because I want to get Lee Harvey's reaction. Maxwell Hairston, corner from Kentucky, going to the Bills. Good for them. They lost a lot of guys off that defense. The Chiefs, I guess they'll start working on, picking up all these awesome running backs later in the draft because he has Josh Simmons from Ohio State, the offensive tackle, going there. Good stuff because the guys that they took at offensive tackle last year didn't work out. They had to put Joe Thuney out there, and we saw what happened to him in the Super Bowl. He now plays for the Chicago Bears. That will let you know how that went. They signed Jalen Moore, of all people, the 49ers. Mr. Turnstile himself is what we used to call him in San Francisco. They signed him to a big money deal. He was decent last year, though. I think he'll be okay for them. So this makes sense because the whole way before Josh Simmons blew out his knee, he was a top 12 projected guy. So I don't hate it for them. They have the luxury, they have the talent to be able to maybe, take an upside guy like that. And then the Philadelphia Eagles, with the most Eagles pick ever, of course, this would happen. James Pierce Jr., perhaps the best pure pass rusher in this pure edge in this draft, sunk down over and maybe I'm speaking from ignorance here. I keep hearing character stuff, but I haven't heard any details of what the fuck everybody's talking about. What he did, like what.
Yeah,
you guys know? Have you guys heard anything like specifically what the deal is?
No.
I mean, hey,
they say he has like an attitude problem. Like he's hard.
Good. He's a pass rusher. I want him to be an asshole. No, I get it. 17 and a half sacks over 2 seasons, ranked number 2 in the nation last year, a pass rusher rate or a pressure rate applied to quarterbacks last year. Of course, the fucking Eagles would get him, and he'll go in there and he'll be a part of that program, and Vic Fangio will get in his fucking face, and all that stuff will end. Strong locker. They're all up there about to choke each other at all times anyways in fucking Philadelphia, so it's not like, he could go up there and be an asshole, and he'll still fit in because they're all punching each other out every other fucking game as it is anyway, so still winning. So he'll just be another – that Eagles team, man, they're kind of like them old school Raiders teams in the 70s and 80s, just a bunch of dipshits. But they're so talented. What are you going to do with them? Nothing. Get whooped. That's what you're going to do. So the first pick of the second round, Kuiper has the Browns snagging up Tyler Show. Quarterback, Louisville.
Why?
So, what do you mean? Okay, so you're not a Tyler Show guy.
No.
Not at all. Oh, wow. He said that very flatly. Very rarely does Lee Harvey shit on people like that. That's a no-go. So no-go for him. No Jalen Milroe.
I'd rather take Milroe, honestly.
No Kyle McCord. Yeah, you're fucking
Anthony Richardson.
Need to be drug tested. Need to be drug tested. PCP, bro. Is it PCP, brother? Is that what? We'll get you some help. That's an accurate comparison though, because both he and Anthony Richardson were not even good in college. So I don't know what we're fucking even talking about here. But Kyle McCord is too high. I know you liked Kyle McCord. Too high though.
I mean, Kyle's decent. I mean, if he's available, I wouldn't be mad at that.
You got a couple of Ohio State studs still here right now. Travion Henderson and Emeka Egbuka. I feel like they both fill needs for this Cleveland Browns team. Any thoughts on either one of them at the top of the second round?
Both of them are first round picks, but if we happen to get if they're still on the board, I wouldn't mind taking either one of them.
I like it a lot. Well, we hope you liked our draft. Any final draft thoughts? Hey, you got anything? Interesting? Any thoughts you got on this draft class coming up? Oh yeah, go.
Yeah, I do. If you're the Raiders, you have the 6th pick in the 2025 NFL draft. You gotta go with Genty, man. Because we don't want him to go to the good team. So we're gonna
write it on the card right now.
Poverty teams, and then let them build from there. Because we don't want nothing scary like that.
It's gonna be just fucking beautiful because the Chiefs are gonna pick Travion Henderson, and we're all fucked after that. Just fucking great. It's the number one thing that could not fucking happen. As long as the draft will be a success in my mind, as long as we get out of the goddamn draft without the fucking Chiefs getting Travion Henderson. It's just too damn dangerous the way it's gonna line up.
That's true.
All right. Hope you guys have enjoyed our draft coverage. This is DAR Sports Media. We're going to be hitting the hoops hours like a lot coming up soon. Crew's trying to even drag me back out to be on the hoop hours. I don't really know if I add that much to it. Y'all that was a really good hoop hour the other day. That was fun to listen to. But I might be back on them. But I do know we're going to be having the hoop hours, not next week, but after that throughout the playoffs, like regularly. So be tuned in for that. Around here, the football don't really stop that much because after the draft, we'll be back to do our annual off-season review where we grade everybody's off-season to see who we like the best in all the divisions. And then after we get done doing that, it's only going to be a few weeks before it's time to start doing divisional previews again because camps open up in the middle of fucking July these days. So we're going to have to be ready to go, ready to roll again. I don't even know what was so funny about that. I thought that was so. It's true. So we'll be back for that. Me and True, of course. World of Wrestling every once in a while. It's been an interesting week in the world of wrestling. Oh boy. Be looking out for his stuff on Pro Football Network. Of course, all of us out right now should be me and Tay on the DC Defenders show over there on the United Football Media YouTube page. Check that out. And of course, the DAR Sports crew doing the weekly recap and previews for the UFL It's the show called Tell Me About It. Hottest one in spring football. Check it out. United Football Media. Check out all the shows they got over there. A bunch of real talented creators. Real great shit. Thank everybody for listening. Enjoy the NFL draft and remember the world of DAR never stops.